right, everybody, what's up? It's your man's Ken Jackson coming to you tonight with breaking news. Donald Trump has ordered strikes on Iran. I'm sure many of you have already heard. Uh, Tonight, he gave a press conference just a short while ago, uh, speaking about the strike and calling it a tremendous success. And wow, wow, I really didn't think he was going to do it, to tell you the truth. But he ordered uh, an assortment of aircraft, including the B-2 Spirit bomber, which is the only aircraft in the United States inventory that can carry the GBU-57 bunker buster bomb, officially known as the MOP, the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. It's a 30,000 pound behemoth. It only has about 5,000 pounds of explosives, but it's encased in a steel, basically a ball of steel or a steel penetrator, like a big steel bullet, and it's designed to penetrate up to 200 feet into the earth or bunkers or whatsoever, and then it has special electronics that allows it to determine its depth before it detonates. Never been used before in combat. So we didn't even know if it was going to work or not, to tell you the truth. But Trump did it. And of course, without congressional approval, without any sort of heads up, King Donald just decided he was going to do it, which we knew there was a possibility because just recently he said he was going to make a decision within 2 weeks. Turns out it only took 2 days for Donald Trump to fall into Netanyahu's trap and allow us to be dragged into a war that had nothing to do with us. And it's quite funny because his director of intelligence, what's her name, Tulsi Gabbard, was just interviewed a few days ago, and according to her, U.S. intelligence says that Iran was not nearing the capability to produce an actual weapon. In fact, she said quite clearly that the supreme leader had not ordered them to even pursue a weapons program. Yes, they do have highly enriched uranium, which Iran says was going to be used for their energy program. And you know what? That's believable. I don't believe for 1 minute that Iran was about to attack Israel or anybody else with a nuclear weapon. They are a little off the wall in the Iranian leadership, but they're not stupid. They, believe me, know that any nuclear attack on Israel or any of its neighbors or any U.S. forces would amount to instant obliteration for the country of Iran. So I don't believe that the Iranians were looking to use any nuclear weapons, as much as they hate Israel. And understand this. Here's what you don't realize. Iran holds the second largest Jewish community outside of Israel. And let me tell you why that's significant. Because For 40 years, Iran has been preaching death to Iran, death to America, death to the colonizers, and what else have they called the Western world? The infidels. But they didn't say that they were trying to kill all Jews. That's not what they don't want Israel, the current Zionist state of Israel, to exist. So, but propaganda has made it as if that Iranians wanted to kill all Jews, and that's not the case. As I said, Iran holds the second largest Jewish population outside of Israel, and they are free, and they are practicing Judaism within Iranian borders, openly and freely, with no problem. And what's even crazier is the fact that they've been living in perfect harmony within Iran for years. I think that person I heard earlier today said for about 2,500 years, they've been living peacefully inside Iran, free to practice their Jewish religion with no problems whatsoever. So what's that tell you? Tells you that probably the Western world, Western governments and propaganda has been lying to the public for decades, for centuries. You know what I mean? So you really, really need to take a step back before you believe everything that's put out there and everything that's printed about these other countries, because many times it's not true. There are Jews and Palestinians that live in perfect harmony side by side within Israel. The only problem with Israel is the fact that Israel oppresses them. Israeli apartheid is real. They are doing exactly to the Palestinians what the Germans did to them in World War II. Isn't that ironic that a group of people who have been persecuted so badly turns around and persecutes another group of people in the name of their government, because it's definitely not in the name of their God. You know what I mean? So this whole issue between Jews and Muslims, it's fake. It's fake news. Muslims don't hate Jews. Jews don't hate Muslims. It's the Zionist government, the state of Israel, that is performing genocide against the Palestinian people, and a lot falls on the hands of Hamas as well. Hamas is a radical group. Unfortunately, they hide within the Palestinian population. And yes, Hamas attacked Israel, but it wasn't Palestinians. The Palestinian people did not attack Israel. Hamas attacked Israel. And unfortunately, the Palestinian people and the Jewish people are caught in the middle of a power struggle that's going on between Hamas, who are radicals, and the Israeli government, who are also radicals, who are war criminals on both sides. All right? So what we, as the outsiders, the observers, need to understand is that it's the government that has the world all fucked up, really, including the American government. Trust me, we've done a lot of dirt around the world in the name of freedom and democracy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in the world that don't want what we have. Hell, we don't want what we have right now. You understand what I'm saying? We don't want what we have right now. Um, but the United States has a long history of forcing its values on other countries and other peoples all around the world. You know, for a couple of centuries that the U.S. has been in existence, and you know, don't get me wrong, I love my country. This is where I was born and raised, but I'm not going to sit here and toot our horn as if, you know, we're completely innocent in the bullshit that's going on around the world. America has a lot of blood on its hands, even domestically. America does not have the greatest track record. And the fact that they are telling Iran, you can't have a nuclear weapon, you know, why not? We got them. We got about 7,000 of them. Think about that. There are a lot of other countries that have them. The United States is the only country that has used them twice on a country that is now our ally. But in World War II, the Imperial Japanese forces were at war with us. They attacked us at Pearl Harbor. And there's a lot of speculation that the U.S. government may have had a hand in that. You know, it might have been a little bit of an inside job. You know, but whatever the case may be, the United States ended the war by using 2 nuclear blasts over Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And those people suffered for many, many years. A lot of people are still suffering because of that. Radiation illnesses and birth defects and all types of shit. But here we are bullying the rest of the world, telling the rest of the world, you can't have nuclear weapons. You know why? Because our government is afraid that somebody might use them on us. And you never know. There might be a world leader out there just crazy enough to do it. I mean, Putin threatens it, but even Putin's not crazy. You know, Putin is a master manipulator. He knows exactly what to say and exactly what to do to get what he wants. Unfortunately, Donald Trump wants to be just like him. Donald Trump wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a strong man, so to speak. But he looks so weak. He looks so weak and pitiful now because he let himself be dragged into this Zionist Iranian conflict that has nothing to do with us. And isn't it funny how quick Tulsi Gabbard switched up after Donald Trump, you know, told the reporters that he doesn't care what she said. He believes that Iran was close to developing a weapon and using it against Israel. Iran hasn't been a threat to the United States, never has been a threat to the United States, not directly. They're too far away. They don't have anything that can reach us. Yeah, sure, they can send sleeper cells, you know, across the borders into the country, and you know, but anybody can do that. You know, any country on this planet can do that. You know, but don't get it twisted. A lot of these countries around the world that hate the United States, they have good reason to hate the United States because the United States has done a lot of bad shit around the world. I'm a veteran, okay? I can't tell you a lot of the shit that I was aware of that we did overseas that definitely none of us should be proud of. But we thought we were following orders and defending freedom, You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, there are times, when the United States, in our history, in the history of this world, was very pivotal in saving the world from tyranny, like World War II, and the defeat of Nazi Germany and the defeat of the Imperial Japanese Empire. Um, yeah, they had to be defeated, because had they won the war, situation would have been very different right now. Not only here, but in the rest of the world. Just imagine if Hitler would have won. No, I can't imagine that. I really can't. But this generation has no clue about that. Just like this generation has no clue about slavery in America, because it was so long ago, that people, in today's mental, they can't imagine, that something like that happened. They can read about it, but they say, oh, that was a long time ago. It can't happen again. Yes, it can. Donald Trump is proving that. Donald Trump is trying to take us back to those good old days. Like he said, make America great again. My question is, when was America ever great? We've never reached greatness. We have not reached greatness, not yet. It's a work in progress. This whole American thing is always been an experiment in futility, I think, but it's an experiment, and it's something that we have to keep working towards. We have gotten a lot better, because I personally couldn't imagine myself being a slave, but we got a lot of people in our current government that want those good old days back, even though they, didn't live there or experience it themselves. They read about it, but they like what they read. You know what I mean? Think about this. America was built on slavery, built on the backs of my ancestors. I ain't mad. It's history. It happened. It happened. But we can look back at what happened, and we're supposed to look back at history and not repeat the same mistakes. But it looks like what comes around goes around, or what goes around comes back around, however you want to phrase it. Donald Trump is taking us down that dark road. And if we continue to let him get away with what he's attempting and succeeding at, for the most part, he's going to destroy America as we know it. And it may take decades to get back on track, to get back on that path to greatness that we all seek. But it's going to take a big effort from everybody. You cannot sit on your hands and just let shit happen. You can't do it. You have to participate in the system, whether you like it or not. If we don't all participate, it's never going to get better. So here we are tonight, unofficially at war with Iran, because it's going to escalate. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, it's going to escalate. Unless for some reason a miracle happens and Iran says, hey, you know what, we surrender, we're kicking out the Ayatollah and the mullahs and everybody, and we're gonna remake Iran into a democratic utopia. That'll never happen. But who knows, but we, the people, need to exercise the power that we have while we still have it, because we do still have the power right now, but it's slipping away. It's slipping away very fast. And if we don't stand up, and let Donald Trump and his cronies in MAGA understand that we're not going to take it, we're going to get stuck and we're going to be really fucked up. Excuse my French. I apologize, but for some of y'all, that's the only language you understand. All right. All right. So, anyway, that's that for tonight. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., is the Ken Jackson Experience, the regular show. Log on and tune in and watch at 9 p.m. Eastern. Phone lines will be open tomorrow night for real. So you can call in and we can have a conversation if you like. All right, so until next time, I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. Everybody have a safe night, and I'll see you next time. Peace.